and welcome everyone to this week's episode of Below the Land of Fire. We are tragically down a animation and a Dimples and Dice this evening, but fear not, we shall still have a game, although it might be a bit of a shorter one. So we're gonna go around, we're gonna say who we are, who we're playing, and then I'll do a little recap-a-roo of what happened last week. Yutsai, how are you doing this evening?
Doing well. Just in time too. Pardon me, I've remembered how to blink this week. So, I'm Yutsai. I'm playing Parker Lee, a antique dealer who believes everything can be explained rationally, but doesn't like to be surprised. So it's fun to balance those two. And I'm excited for this week. Was that everything I was supposed to say?
Yeah, no, that sounds great. I'm so happy that we're all here. Speaking of happy that she's here, I'm always happy to see Nuggetosaurus. How are you this evening?
I'm great. Also very happy to be here. I love this game. Yeah, I'm Nugget. I'm playing Bobby McDean, investigative photojournalist. I know how to talk. Who has totally normal dreams. Isn't kind of friends with a eyed poster in my dream. And just, lots of normal things happening here. It's totally fine.
Totally fine, totally normal things happening here. Speaking of someone who's totally fine, Snow! Lord Gloria, how are you this evening?
I am doing great. Happy to be here, post-Halloween. Right. As you said, I am Loria Lark, and I play Irina Zhao, a sound technician, ex-musician, and I learned a lot about paint stripping last session after last session, so I am here armed with boat paint stripping knowledge, not that it's ever become of use, and
Marine
I am
paint.
ready to definitely do non-illegal activities that we did not do last session either.
That's great. Yes, no, I'm so happy to hear that. Look, it brings me joy if my games can be an educational learning experience for those involved or watching. Hence why there's so many little random facts about little random stuff, because my brain goes, GM prepping, oh, but I need to know about this! Because I want it to be accurate, and I don't want to bullshit everything, because I already bullshit so much. So, last week, we got to meet our new character, who is not here this week. Dr. Bronwyn Hughes arrived after getting a little bit of a mission briefing from Miss Acacia Lexington, one of the founders of Wintercroft Investigations, and got sent down to Ushuaia. Took a little bit, but they got there. She got there. Met up with everyone at the hotel, kind of over breakfast a little bit, except for Teddy, because Teddy was sleeping in. He sounded real groggy earlier when you were trying to talk to him. Weird. Maybe he's having trouble sleeping or something. Something. Nightmares. Something. Don't worry about it. It's not your character. And then, let's see. They caught up Dr. Bronwyn a bit on what's been going on. It was a nice little, recap session, a little bit, and found some nifty things. They got a whole, box of supplies, labeled spells, a big red folder with an indicator on it that you're not supposed to open until the indicator goes off. Just some money, that kind of thing. It's good stuff. And spoke a little bit more with Heather, who has been diligently working on editing audio and, maybe not in the most amazing physical health right now, but I'm sure it's fine. I wouldn't worry about everyone. The headaches are totally normal, don't worry about it. So, yes, we are here in Ushuaia, Argentina, 1986, April, let me see, I didn't scroll that far down my notes. What page number is that? Tuesday, the April 15th, 1985. I need to highlight that. Boom. Now I can find it easy. So, Tuesday, April 15th, 1986. Y'all were about to head down to lunch with Dr. Bronwyn, and she was going to tell you about the pterodactyl incident that she encountered in Zambia when, as you're walking down, the door to Heather's room opens, and she goes, Oh my gosh, you're right here. Thank goodness. I have something. I've been editing some footage, and I have something you might want to see.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay.
That sounds great.
So, I was editing the day footage of like the volcano. When they took the seaplane over to Fueguino, I think it's called, and they checked out the stinky fish, or El Pescado Apestoso, and a lot of the footage just kind of got some weird distortion to it. I can't really explain it. A lot of it I can't use. Everything's fine on the volcano. But it's once they get to the boat that it gets weird, almost as if there was some kind of signal interference. But I was able to get one clear shot of it. Well, clear-ish. I cleaned it up a little bit, doing the best I could. Again, I'm not super familiar with the software, but just come in and look. She ushers you into her room.
Yeah.
Where you see a monitor made bigger is like a screen cap from a piece of footage, and you can see there is a lot of fractals on this piece of footage, and only I guess Yutsai gets to see this first because the other two aren't in Roll20. So you see this wonderful image.
I am in Roll20.
Oh, you are now. I didn't see
I've
you.
been in it.
I didn't. You weren't showing out the bottom. It showed me and Yutsai only. So Roll20 lied to me.
Fair. That's fair.
Snow definitely wasn't though, because I see that look on her face. So yeah, there you go. Boop. I'll show it players again. You see this picture? Seems to be the control panel of the stinky fish. And this music is way too chill. We are no longer for relaxing calm. We are going to be in. There we go. Boom.
Uh-oh.
It's a little bit more mysterious. So as you can see in this picture, this is like the I don't know boat terms, the helm, where like the equipment is and the radio and stuff.
Right.
I remember like Tanner was talking about it a little bit, and he said that the like control panel had been like slashed clean through. And you can kind of see that like that line going through it. That's
Right.
where it seems to be like that slice. And also I just was wondering if you also happened to see some of those little red splotches in this still shot.
Yeah, kind of like blood stains.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I didn't want to I wasn't sure if it was just me seeing things because I've been editing a lot of footage. I'm sorry, what was I saying? Right,
blood stains.
Stains. Right, sorry.
Right.
I just lost my place there for a moment. So yeah, this is like the clearest shot I could get on the ship. Really.
Now this is after they got off of they went to the island and
They went to the island, and when they were in like the crater, they saw like they were going back up to go to the lake on the bottom. Like there's like the volcano, and it's got a crater lake, which apparently was too warm for them to go swimming because they didn't want to get flash boiled or whatever. And then they were going to check out the lake at the bottom, which wasn't showing as much temperature fluctuations, according to the climatologist lady, Dr. Renee. And when they were at like the crest of the crater, they saw an emergency, like a signal flare go up from the stinky fish, which is where Mateo was from. And so they took the seaplane over. Wash, Walt, and Tanner and Mateo took the seaplane over. The producer stayed on the plane to be like a person in case they needed help getting on or off. And then the three of them boarded. Wash, Tanner, and Mateo boarded the stinky fish to try to find out what the problem was, but like nobody was there. There was like no people aboard, and there was apparently like 6 of them before.
6, all right. Okay.
And then the boats, and then they got off because the pilot of the seaplane noticed that the boat was getting like lower in the water. So Wash dove under and he like cracked a rib because he didn't dive very well apparently, and noticed that there was like a big gash along the bottom of the boat, which looked a lot like the gash in the control panel. He said.
Right. Okay.
Is there a way I could roll to see what could have made that gash?
Sure. What would you like to roll? What kind of things?
Could I argue that I could appraise if I used appraise or appraise for like similar damage to things that may have come through the pawn shop, or maybe history, of which like maybe this is like common in some kind of. I'm just spinning. I'm gonna spin and see if you let me do something with those two. Or I'll use my credit rating and I'll Venmo you $100 to give me the answer.
I don't have Venmo. I'm old school. I'm an old lady. I don't understand these cash apps, kids.
I'll put $20 in my CD drive, and you open up your CD drive, and then you'll.
Sure, yeah. No, you'll get different things for which one you roll. You said appraise and which other one?
Appraise or history might be the only ones I think that might have a shot of like figuring out what caused that kind of gash. Appraise more than history for similar damage, I guess.
Yeah, appraise would be to see like if you've seen similar damage before. History would be like what could make that damage. If you haven't, you could roll both technically and possibly get information from either. Like if your appraise doesn't get much, you might fall back on history to see if you could think of anything that.
Let's do appraise.
Let's do appraise first.
That's okay.
Yes.
Hey, success.
Hey, wonderful. Wonderful. So, you appraise this picture. Again, it's on a monitor this big. It's a little hard to see, but you go in and you look. These electronics. So you know, like when you have a hot knife, and you have a stick of butter, and you just goes right through it, pretty clean. This looks to be a pretty clean slice, what looks to be top to bottom of that control panel. That is a machete isn't gonna do that. You would think maybe like you had like a blowtorch, or.
So it was more melted than cut.
But it looks cut. You just can't think of anything that would give such a deep, clean line. A heat knife maybe, but not on metal. That's weird.
That is weird. That doesn't make any sense.
That's really weird. That's, and because you've stared at this and it's not making any sense and you're appraising it and you can't think of anything that in one, except for maybe an extremely heavy-duty piece of machinery, which would not be on a boat actively fishing on the ocean. I need you to make me a bit of a sanity check because this does not compute.
This doesn't make any sense. The sanity. Oh, right on the money.
Right on the money. Yeah, you're fine. You don't take any sanity loss. It's a little weird. It doesn't make sense.
Hey guys, this is making my brain tickle, and I point out the things that you said. Like, it looks like we can't deny it. It looks cut, but the marks show that it's being that's similar to like heat or melting.
Whatever had to do this was extremely sharp and extremely powerful, because the gash only appears to be about an inch or two wide, the whole length down, and it's even. It's not jagged like someone did many different hacks. It's pretty clean.
And look here, like you can see the burn marks don't travel through the entire console. It's like highly localized. Like you can't do that slowly with that amount of heat and not damage everything else around it. So it had to be cut like a knife through butter.
Interesting. Can I
knife?
Yeah.
Like a giant butter knife?
Giant butter knives.
You know, there's ice knives, but that wouldn't work on a stainless steel console like a fishing vessel would have. Resist corrosion.
So
It's
I
weird.
have, even
Yeah.
though it's in my dreams, I have a bit of experience with like strange things over
do.
photography.
You
Could I
do.
do like a
Oh,
photography or a spot
yeah.
hidden or
I'd
something
love
like
that.
that?
Please
Okay.
do. You can make me a photography or a spot hidden. And I'd
Or
also like
spot.
you to make me a power check with it.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna go with what is my spot
Hold
hidden?
on,
I'm
let me
gonna go with
check some-
photography.
Go for it. Yep, yep.
That's a little better.
Mhm.
So we will start with photography. That's a success. And then you said a power check.
Yeah.
That is an
Oh,
extreme
you're,
success.
look at you, no sanity loss.
Yay.
Yet. So with photography, it's weird that there is so much distortion in this film footage when she said the rest of the footage was okay. It makes you think that it's not an issue with the film, but perhaps an issue with the camera itself at the time. You know, some things like certain signals can cause cameras to get a little funky, a little wonky, or magnets. Like, you know, you're not supposed to put your camera with magnets, so
Right.
like if there was a weird EMP kind of thing, or electrical thing. I mean, this console slashed open, so there probably is some electrical unsafety there, because that's right through the power console. So this ship is not moving anytime soon.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Well, strange.
It doesn't seem like anything you've seen or photographed before. But
Okay.
something in the back of your mind tickles, just a little bit.
Pickles. Okay.
Yeah. You get a bit of a chill.
Okay. Bit of a chill. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with film, right? Now I'm not a videographer, so I don't quite know, you know, those intricacies, but I do know that distortions like this, typically it's the equipment and not the film itself. My guess is there was either like some sort of electromagnetic field or pulse or something like that. Could just be magnets, could just be magnetic in general. Sometimes when you know, you put magnets too close to your camera, it can mess it up. But yeah, this isn't anything that I'm super familiar with. I've never seen this before, and I've been doing photography for photography for quite some time. So
Oh, how much crime scene photography have you done out of curiosity?
a lot.
So with
imagine.
that photography check, yeah, that's weird. But you also get from the little bits of you can only imagine is blood splatter. Whatever caused that blood splatter, whatever that incident was, it looks, the trajectory of the path looks like it was not in line with this slice. Like, this slice through the console was something different than what caused, at least the angles.
Right. Like the blood splatter.
Yeah,
patterns.
so it would have been two
Okay.
different
events
or hits of something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like another thing, so I've photographed quite a bit of blood, and like the way these patterns lie, they're not in line with that slash. So one happened and then the other happened. Don't know the order, don't know nothing like that, but those blood splatters did not happen because of that big old slash through the center console. They're
Ugh.
two separate events.
This is the only clean frame we have?
That's what Heather said, yeah.
Yeah, everything else is just more, this is like the clearest shot. Everything else is more distorted than this, and kind of shows the same stuff.
Did the person who was filming this, did they noticing anything when they were filming?
Tanner, it's weird. The audio is pretty okay. Washed said to stop rolling right after that scene came up because I think they were a little worried, like disturbed by what they
Right.
saw.
Bit
Yeah.
graphic.
have a listen to the audio anyway?
Yeah, I could separate it. I got this still for you. I can give you the quick rundown. It was basically, they got on the ship. Tanner noticed a little bit of blood splatter on the deck. Mateo's calling out for his crewmates in the background. They go to the, cabin, a ship's captain's person's place. And they saw this, and apparently there's not a lot of blood splatter, but there's some here and there. There was little on the deck, and then the rest was in here, and they didn't see anything else anywhere else. And she will play you, an audio snippet. You just hear, footsteps on the deck, the waves
It's
on the
gonna
deck.
sound very specific, but what's the circumference, the radius of the blood splatters? What do they look like? So from how far up do they come from? Because then we can tell where the wound could relatively be on a person, especially if we have a bit of a trail.
About this height. And it's not as much of a trail as it is in just two little spots. The cabin, and apparently, maybe 10 feet outside of it, before the edge of the ship.
Just spots. So they just stood there and it seeped, or
was
it hitting the?
There was an incident, and then a trickle, and then gone. So whatever was bleeding there wasn't bleeding for very long.
That's weird, because usually if it's like that, it'll keep
Or
bleeding.
they weren't there for very long.
I mean, something hot enough to slice through that machine could cauterize a wound real fast too.
It's gonna sound crazy.
Oh,
Oh.
go ahead.
What if it was some sort of giant sea prey mantis with laser?
With laser arms.
Okay, you're right. That does sound crazy. I will Venmo you $20 if that is the twist at the end. That there's a giant sea praying
Giant
mantis with
sea
laser
praying
eyes.
mantis. Hold up, let me get my post-it notes.
Well, think about it, because they have the big, the long,
No, yeah, it makes sense as far as what the insect has.
I mean,
Oh,
if this
no.
console was a piece of it was a twig, and a praying mantis was this thing. I
With-
mean,
with
yeah, that
hot-
would it could match up. Yeah, the speed and strength of density. Yeah, it's a speed and strength difference. Maybe speed.
I'd like to ask Heather. Heather, do you know what that machine that sustained the cut does? Is it just part of the console? Does it have a specific function?
So as far I don't know boat stuff.
Yeah, neither do
They
I.
said
Hope
that
you know.
was the main, because Wash knows boat stuff. They said it was the main power console / radio. Apparently there was a distress signal that came through we didn't get it on film, but the pilot said that a distress signal had come through, and that's how they also went to go out and help, and it was and it just stopped. It wasn't very long.
That's a
Now,
radio console.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a radio power console for the front of the ship boat vessel.
Now, go ahead, sorry.
It's interesting. It's the radio vessel, because isn't sound how it seems this mystery is connected? Because we have the transmitters, right?
Yeah, I have a transmitter, right?
Sound does seem to be a pretty big key to this puzzle.
The transmitters, the radio.
Yeah, so their
Signal.
signal got cut off real quick once they started radioing for help. And I guess that's why. And he just points to the
Right.
giant gash through it.
My thought, so this isn't I can't quite tell from this photo, but this doesn't look like it's a big cockpit, right? So what could they have been in there with one, people, and two, what item would have been big enough to be in a room with someone and slash through cleanly like that? That doesn't make. And Heather, was there any damage to the ceiling or the walls of the cockpit or nothing
Nope.
like that? Yeah, where the hell did this thing come from? There's no way this thing could have fit in there.
No,
Supposed to be-
there's got to be a reason.
Yeah,
It happened,
but
so
what
there has to be a
reason?
reason.
a hot katana. You never
I
know.
don't know, maybe.
What, like one of them lightsaber things from Star Wars?
Yeah, but you just bring
And
it.
you say that, and
to-
Heather just goes because
Oh no.
Because Tanner.
she didn't get to watch episode 6 with them.
Mm-hmm,
We watched 4 and 5, but not 6. It's tragic.
Bless her soul.
It's the most
So-
horrific thing I've done in this
just
campaign
like-
so far.
Pat her shoulder. Just
This
like,
this is
sorry.
the only mark like this other than the outside of the hole.
that we have video of.
They said that the ropes, the fishing net ropes, were also very cleanly cut, and that the hole was the whole bottom was cut under. But we didn't have the water box for the camera, so that's just what Wash said.
So it's intelligent.
Would the gash on the outside cause the boat to sink or take on too much water? Is there a purpose behind that strike? Is what I'm trying
Well,
to
that's
figure
what
out.
they were saying. That's what the pilot was saying. Well, Heather said the pilot was saying was that the slash on the bottom is probably what was sinking the ship.
So yeah,
It's
all
this,
these seem.
this slash don't make no sense. Unless they were trying to cut off the radio and power to the boat, maybe to cripple
Yeah.
it, make sure it can't run away.
I
Stop the
think that's
radio
exactly why
signals.
they hit it, so no
Right.
one could get word out.
So it's smart. It's intentional. One to sink the boat, one to stop them from getting help.
Yeah, there's no extra marks here that I can think of. Maybe
But
the
why?
nets.
What's
But-
the, like this isn't pirates. This is like way more than that. Like
Atlantean praying mantises. I don't know.
You know what? I want to see the doctor's face when you run this theory by her. Please call me into the room when you do so.
I mean, she's just gonna. I don't believe it either, but it's better to say something. Call it anything than a mystery.
well, why not? Mysteries are the most intriguing part of life, darling.
She just like gives you like the longest look. Yes, I agree, but also I know that it's a bad idea.
Parker's going like, damn, I gotta use that line when someone asks me what I'm selling them, if it works or not. It's like, it's a mystery. You're getting
the
a great
most
deal.
intriguing part of life.
Oh. It's a good line. Right.
Yeah, thank you for showing this to us, Heather. But unfortunately,
It just
I
seemed
don't
like
think we
something I
have-
should tell you guys about.
No,
while I was
that-
trying to salvage footage.
Absolutely, that is perfect. If you find anything else like this, please just let us know.
Cool. All right. Yeah.
I wish we had. It gave us more answers instead of more questions, but this is real interesting.
Yeah, they seemed pretty troubled when they came back, but then they all got distracted by the
Yeah.
snails. So
That's fair. Now, them snails are pretty hot, right? I mean, they wouldn't be able to like melt through a console, would they?
they haven't eaten through the pot on the
Right, right.
stove.
That's fair. Thank you, Heather. That's a good thought. Yeah.
I don't think I want to think about snails eating through.
No,
at
that'd be
all.
terrifying.
She's
Quick
definitely thinking about
question.
it. Yes.
The cuts, these melted gashes.
Yeah, big deep
How deep-
slices.
Yeah,
clean.
how deep? How
Clean
deep
through.
are we talking? Like a
The
sword blade through deep, or is like it goes in like 5 inches and then stops?
Oh, it looks like it goes from the top of that console all the way to the floor.
Ooh, that is okay. That is like a samurai sword blade kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like something went shink clean through it. They're really sharp and hard or hot, something. It's hard to tell. Again, not great image quality.
Some kind of saber made of light. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I am quite puzzled by this one. The signal, the electromagnetic pulse kind of thing, that is very interesting, especially with that, like you were saying, Irina, about the like the transmitter that we got. What? No, I don't even want to say that. Never mind.
Like, maybe with some new tech you
Say
could do it.
what?
Nothing, Heather. Don't worry about it, darling.
Okay.
Like in the pawn shop, sometimes when I'm fixing up old, like, just tech that just needs a few rewirings or new batteries or whatever. Sometimes, if you cross your wires bad, things get real hot real fast. So maybe with some new tech this is possible, but there's nothing that comes to mind. Especially nothing that you could just, like, find here. You would have to, like, have this ready to go or bring it for
Right.
this reason, you know?
Right. And nothing again that would fit in that tiny little cockpit.
Yeah,
With
this may be
people
two
in there.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they have swords for arms.
Dang mantas are.
Molten hot tentacles.
That would do it too. Not a couple
That'd be
of wood.
terrifying. All right. Heather, have you eaten lunch?
No, not yet. I was going to do it after I finished doing this bit of footage, but that's all I was able to find. So then I was going to come tell you. So
Perfect. I appreciate it. Definitely get some food in you.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
I will be checking to make sure that you got food.
I'll get food right now.
All right. Bobby is worried about this child.
Yeah. She looks a little pale.
Yeah, if I remember
Not.
correctly, last session we were a little concerned about her.
Yeah,
so.
she had a dizzy spell, and she's been
Right,
feeling
right.
lack of appetite, on and off nausea. She seems
think
pretty
it's the
anxious.
sounds. Yeah.
Has anyone else presented signs like? Oh, asking as a person, not as my character. Has anyone else presented signs like that we've noticed? Definitely the headaches.
Yeah, definitely everyone seems to have, like, you did notice at breakfast that morning, I think in dinner the night before, that people weren't eating as much. There was a lot of uneaten food on plates.
Okay.
Producer also had effects. That might just be his lifestyle.
So
Yeah.
That one's hard to tell.
the longer you're exposed to basically this negative, I'm starting to sound like one of those like gen people.
Oh, also
the
lots
negative
of, lots
energy.
of caffeine being consumed, like people haven't been sleeping well.
Like they
You
don't
need more
wanna
pyramids
sleep.
in your life.
Or they can't sleep.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we have Dr. Bronwyn do a checkup on everybody, just like it's a general checkup of the crew. Whenever.
I wonder if there's a local doc we could talk to too. I mean, this must be going through the
Well,
population.
There
My
is
thought-
that one doctor.
My thought with that's a good thought, definitely a good thought. My mind immediately goes to our confrontation with the boatmaster, the dockmaster. I don't think if there are habits, patterns of this behavior, these symptoms, I don't think that doctor is going to tell us.
Bobby May, I don't know what you learned in the Mafia, but just because there's one hostile person doesn't mean that they're all like in on it. We gotta take a leap of faith
in the
here.
Mafia. I don't know where you guys got that idea from.
When you said
Okay,
it.
okay.
I was undercover in the
Don't bury me with
Mafia.
the fishes. I don't wear cement shoes well.
Oh my gosh. All right, fine.
But very much so. Even if they are in on it, then that's another angle. That's another person to talk to. That's another place to search.
What I
We could
would
at
like
lea-
to
we
wait
could at least stop by. Ask.
Yeah, I agree, but I would like to wait for Teddy to do that, considering he was the only one who was really able to get any type of answers out of our Dockmaster friend.
Yeah, no offense, but none of us are particularly threatening.
Not even remotely.
I can hold myself in a scrap.
Why do you want to threaten Dr. Hurt?
His name is their name is Dr. Hurt.
Yeah, his name here, and she'll pull up his little picture from the whiteboard.
And this is a local.
I forgot about
not
Dr.
like-
Hurt.
Yes,
That's
he's
a great
local.
expression. That's a great expression, Lindy.
Thank you.
No, we don't want to hurt anybody, Heather. It's just we had a bit of a time of it of getting any type of answers from the Dockmaster, and he
Yeah,
was
he seemed
like,
pretty cagey.
"Oh, very
Yeah.
pretty is putting it lightly."
Yeah,
Um,
the Chilean paperwork that they were given to go to Twinquino was, I don't think it was super legit.
He does seem to be the type to doctor papers. We don't want to hurt anybody, but we lack having Teddy there because if we need to, we can.
All right. Okay, so we could do that. If you want people to get checkups, I could be like not a guinea pig, like a what's that word? Like a blind study. Like you could have your doctor check me out, and we could go to Dr. Hurt and see if they say the same things.
That's like a test.
Yeah.
A baseline.
A baseline test, just to see if they're saying, and then you wouldn't have to really do much interrogating because it'd just be a checkup, and you could be like my family members, so that you can come in too. That's
not a bad idea, actually. Get some food first. Just get some food in it, and then we'll talk to Dr. Brownman about doing a checkup, and then taking you to the doctor.
Okay.
All right.
She will pick up a couple things and go down to go downstairs.
Heather, before you go.
Yes. Anything I can do to help.
Here. It's an extra pair of earplugs.
Oh. Thank
Maybe
you.
That'll help you sleep.
Yeah, I just had a really hard time sleeping. I figured maybe it was like I had insomnia as a kid for a little bit, but it seemed to clear up after like high school. But it's come back again. It's weird.
Are you having any, like, when you do manage to sleep, are you having any weird dreams?
Not particularly. No.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
Just the normal, and she kind of turns pink a little bit.
Dreams about Tanner. Bobby doesn't say that.
Heather, I think you just need a regular checkup, honestly. You're working pretty hard. Might need to take some advice on eating better, getting more sleep. Though, quick question for you.
Yes.
Dr. Hurt.
Yes, Dr. Hurt. Yes.
Dr. Hurt. Do you know him well? Do you know what he likes?
I know
he's fond
that
of?
that's the doctor that Wash went to when he cracked his ribs. He seemed, from what I heard, a couple other crew members, like someone got food poisoning and they had to go to see the doctor. They said he was pretty chill. I think they said he was British. Like an ex-British military doctor or something. Stayed over after the Falkland War or something. Married someone local, whatever. He seemed pretty talkative and chill from what they said.
Interesting.
And they gave him a bunch of medicine to take, and the food poisoning got better.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. She will. And then go downstairs.
Yeah. When she's gone.
Yes.
I'm assuming that screen cap is still up on her monitor.
It is. Yes.
I would like to take a picture of it with my camera.
Yeah, you can. If you want, she can probably also print you out a copy.
I'll take that too, but I just want to take a picture of it because I want to look at it in a different setting.
Wonderful. I'm here for that idea.
It'll be fun.
It'll be great. I can't wait. I'm gonna make a note right now. Bobby May. Picture. Stinky fish. Dream.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's how all my notes sound. It's terrible. Yeah. Heather, you hear her footsteps recede down the hallway and go downstairs. And you're in her room. The door is slightly dark. She like mostly closed it behind her. You hear some other people going down for lunch because it is lunchtime. You yourselves were preparing to go down to lunch.
Right.
You said you'd meet Dr. Brownwood. Dr. Brownwood said she'd get something from her room, and that's why she's not here right now. Could you make me listen checks?
Yeah.
As you're just hanging out in Heather's room and people are going through the hallways.
All of us? Just making
Yeah, all of you guys, just to see what you passively hear, you know?
Okay. Let's see, what do my hearing ears hear?
What do your hearing ears hear? Oh, look at you. The musician hears things once again.
I heard a thing. nice.
You heard a thing. You did hear a thing. You know, people in hotels, they're walking through the hallway to get a meal. They're talking. They're gossiping. And you hear, Irina, so who do you think it was that he killed? Like, I mean, 7 months ago? That's not that long ago, dude. Like, I mean, glad he's not here now, because I mean, like, but, you know, wouldn't want him to kill us. Do you think he'd kill us? I don't know, man. I always seemed on edge, you know, a little, like, out of it. Shh, we're talking in the hall. We can't just talk. Don't talk about it in front of people's rooms. And you, oh, sorry. Well, I hear the footsteps keep going down the hallway. That's what you hear.
Okay, I think as like Bobby's finished like taking a picture, I'll be like, so remembers the person who was a part of the crew that killed someone?
Yeah, there were like rumors about it, but nobody would tell
Yeah,
Heather.
Apparently it was 7 months ago. Happened? I don't know. People were gossiping outside.
Well, what did they say? I thought it was just 7 months ago.
Oh, you probably also
Yeah.
heard, and with a clapperboard.
And with a clapperboard?
Yep. A little,
Yeah.
yeah, like the clacker between takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Are they? I mean, the only person I could think of that my mind immediately goes to, because Russian spy, Uriah? Is that who they're talking about?
For the life of me, I can't remember.
Raya was the Russian spy, but
But he
Yeah.
was the quiet one. It
He was not the pilot. He was one of the 4 that went down in the submarine.
Yes.
He didn't fix the boat. That was Wash.
Wash, yeah.
Uriah fixed the repairs to the Titan Oceanus.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he was the fix-it mechanic guy brought on board.
Yeah. Right.
Little punk seeming. Pretty chill.
He's the only one I could think of. Granted, I don't know the crew. I don't know him either, but he's the only one I could think of that if I had to pin somebody for murder, it'd be him.
I could just try to like catch up as like, hey, can I hear more about that rumor?
You could.
Yeah.
After you.
I'll go over there. It's like, hey, I heard you talking.
Shit.
Sorry, so
But
sorry,
no,
so sorry.
But no, we weren't talking.
No, but
you
like,
the new
look,
guy?
look, I'm the new guy, so
Oh, okay.
this sounds
All
really
right, we should probably
concerning.
warn you then.
Yeah, could you
Yeah.
give me the details?
All right.
I'm
So, like, I don't know if they're gonna come back from that sub. I don't know if it's missing, or if they stole it, or if they're all dead. But apparently, that Tanner kid killed a guy 7 months ago.
what? Tanner?
Tanner?
Yeah, apparently
Who?
that Tanner kid killed a guy. I don't know. Uriah told me about it.
Uriah.
Yeah. We were talking about we were maybe like venting some of our frustrations about Tanner and Heather. And Uriah was like, "Hey, I wouldn't like. Maybe you shouldn't, because Tanner totally killed a guy."
And he wasn't messing with you. He's just
Like
he's not
that.
just trying to get under your skin or.
I don't know. It didn't seem like it. And then later, like a day or two later at dinner, like someone else was like, said that Tanner killed a guy with a clapperboard, like on his last project. Yeah.
Wild. Thanks for letting me know. I
yeah.
appreciate it.
So like, if you see Tanner on Digton, just don't.
yeah,
don't
yeah.
piss him
I'll still.
off. Yeah.
still
Or don't say
steer
like,
clear.
don't talk poorly about Heather in front of him. Apparently, that's what
Re-
set him off. Yeah.
That's what set him up.
Yep.
Gotcha. Thanks for the warning. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
And he gives you like a tap on the shoulder. And,
Yes. Clap.
yeah. You gonna join us for
All right.
lunch?
I gotta catch up with some other odd jobs I'm taking care of, but
Right,
maybe
right.
another time.
Yeah, no, you
My
take
treat.
care of that. We are on a break. And they're they just
Thank
whoop. Oh, well, you're doing odd jobs. We're not helping with that.
Not a
they-
part of
Hey,
that.
Get
hey,
out
you
of
want to help? You want to help me on your break?
Yeah.
I go back to the others and it's like, so apparently it was Tanner. That's who they were talking about.
What?
And I give them the lowdown about how Tanner was rumored to have killed a guy. Uriah was the one who told these people, at least.
Mhm.
And
Oh.
apparently it was on his last project with a clapperboard. Side note
See-
with talking bad about Heather set him off. Would
Mm.
set him off.
See, now I don't believe a word a Russian spy says, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, but
Yeah.
uh, too many twists and turns in this.
Also, we've seen pictures of that kid. There ain't no way he's a killer. I would know.
Wait, is Tanner like a tall and gangly kind of kid?
Tanner.
Yeah, he's like the
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
sad-looking one.
Yeah, like
He is the
sad-looking
sad-looking one. That's
Told you.
such a good description of that picture. Bless.
He does. He looks so sad in that picture.
Yeah, he does look like we kicked him.
Look, once
puppy.
those episodes come out of Mysteries at the End of the World, poor Tanner, man. He's the Bobby May of sanity loss in that game. It's
Oh no.
Oh dear. Maybe he really can do it because of the sanity loss. Just
Right?
saying.
Just snapped.
He'll be like that guy from Ratatouille, you know, with a thumb.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I don't think so. Nobody that sad kill anybody.
I mean, if they're that sad, why would they value human life at that point?
If they're that sad, why would they have the energy to kill somebody?
Point taken.
Hey, people can do a lot of wild stuff if they're in a certain kind of mood.
Yeah, but
That's
they need
fair.
the energy.
I will take that rumor with a grain of salt.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Rumors are just that, rumors. There might be a little
Rumors,
truth
right.
to them. Like, the grain of truth could literally just be that Tanner and Heather got a thing going on, which we already know, so.
Yeah, right. Which makes sense.
Okay,
Alright,
so-
well, I don't think we're gonna find the answers here. So
So what is next? What are our priorities? We got like a lot of things. We wanted to go
There's
to
a
the
lot.
volcano, and like 5
Right.
things popped up since then.
right. So volcano, we want to make the trip out there. We want
After Teddy wakes
to.
up.
Yep, after Teddy wakes up, we want Dr. Bronwyn to do a baseline check on Heather, and then we want to take Heather to Dr. Hertz and have Dr. Hertz do a baseline check and see if he comes up with the same stuff or if he's lying.
Volcano, Hertz Angle.
We do also want to go to Lake Esmeralda at some point. That is where that the black silt, the black sand was, where they found all of the figurines and the magnetic things. And then of course there is also the missing boats that have been repainted and renamed, or they're just totally missing.
Yeah, but
So-
that's something we know, but what are we gonna do?
Right.
We don't have any
can't
leads
do-
on it, do we?
Right. No, we don't know anything about that.
Unless there's a higher authority than the Dockmaster, who was very unhelpful.
Oh, speaking
Well-
of Dockmaster, mind if we buy a radio so I can just tune into his channel?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
record
let's
that?
let's get you a radio.
I thought we did.
You
that.
guys
Set
did,
up
you
in
did,
the
you
other-
did,
We
you
set
did.
up in the other ship, didn't we?
No, there's that radio. That ship had a radio, and you checked it, and there was nothing on the spectrum at the time. So you bought one to have it in your
On the way
hotel
back.
room.
Yes. Actually,
Yes.
if we already have it, do you mind if I check it on check on it? I have a recording then, because I would basically leave a tape recorder next to the thing just in case I missed
mhm.
anything. So
Yeah,
I
you
probably
could
want to
hook it
check
up like
on
a,
it again.
like an answering machine almost to just have like a
Mhm.
cassette tape. You just have to
Right.
Yeah.
change it every couple hours.
That's the case. I'm gonna
Yeah.
give it a look. 'cause
Yeah,
I
let's
think
go.
it's been a couple of hours.
Let's go check
so-
that out. Yeah.
Yeah, we checked. Oh yeah, we went to the depressing Professor McMahon last. So we did. Some time has passed. So let's
Mhm.
see if there's anything in the tape. If there isn't, I'll go eat something. I'll boredom eat. Why not? Or anxiety eat.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
All right, you go into
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
room,
right.
to your hotel room, and you check on the radio. The volume's turned down, but you've got the line plugged into the cassette tape. It's almost finished. It's almost out of tape. Able to do like a playback listen to see if there was anything. And so far, it seems like nothing.
Nobody's contacted anybody.
I mean,
Nothing.
after
Nothing on that
After our-
specific channel where you tuned into the frequency of the the signals. The signal.
I
Yes.
have a question,
Yes.
and this is something that I don't want to do because it's bad for my sanity.
Go on.
But I give Bobby May the look of I'm regretting what I'm gonna ask you.
Oh,
If
Do
you
ask.
turned on the signal thing that you
Mhm.
had, in a
Mhm.
different room. Do you think something will come through on this? Because I don't think we've tried that yet.
You haven't.
That's an interesting thought. I mean, I could go try. I could go over, like down the hall and turn it on.
Yeah.
Wait, do you mean through the radio? Like it's being played through the radio,
No,
or
just have her turn it on and see what happens while the radio's on here.
See if
See
it
if we're on
comes
the same-
through.
Yeah.
Same
Or if there's any
wavelength.
response.
I'd like to not be around when you turn that thing on. It's highly unpleasant.
Sure.
You want some earplugs, Bob May? I got
Yeah.
quite a lot
I
actually.
don't know if that'll help, but I'll take them.
I personally have an
Here.
actual bottle. I wish I brought one just for props. But here you go.
I'll take some earplugs too, then if that'll stop it. And if it doesn't, then I'll know that doesn't stop it.
Right.
Well, it's better than nothing, I think. Just some muffling. We'll see if turning on the transmitter while the radio's tuned in will do anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't
I
want to go
will-
too far without them, right?
Right. I will put in the earphones, and then I'm gonna go down to the end of the hall, as far away from the room as I can get,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Do-
will.
You do it in the hallway, or do you want to do it in your room?
Is my room far enough away from Irina's?
Both on the
Thought we're
third
next
floor.
to each other, or, like,
Yeah, you're kind of
across.
across.
There's
You could
also
do it
the
from-
wall.
Yeah, you could do it from Heather's room, which is below.
A floor below? Okay. Yeah, I'll go down there because
It's like a floor below and
she's
on the
eating,
opposite
so-
side. Yeah.
Yeah,
But can she
I'll-
take the sanity loss?
Heather's
the real
not there.
question
Oh, that's true.
is
That's true.
what's that gonna do to weird magnetic figures? It's gonna. Parker, do
It'll
you mind
be
going
fine.
with Bobby May? Just
It'll be fine.
I got my earplugs. I can.
try it.
Yeah. If this shell freaks out or something, turns into a praying
Right.
mantis. I don't know.
Right. Okay. So Parker and I go down to Heather's room, and I like put in my earphones, and then I
Mhm.
just kind of
Mhm.
make sure Parker's good, and then
Yep. And Parker, you have the little box with the artifacts in there. Is that what I'm hearing? To see if they react.
Did we want to bring the artifact box? Because we don't actually have.
Well,
They're in a separate room that we don't have a key to, right?
I don't think
Heather-
Heather had put them back yet.
Yeah, because you guys asked us to just show them to
'Cause
Dr. Bronwyn, so she hasn't
Bronwyn,
put them away
yeah.
yet. So they would,
Oh.
that
So
would still
They're
be out
in the
for you.
same room.
Okay,
and-
so they would
yeah.
still be there. I'll signal that I'm watching the artifacts and I have my
Okay.
I have my fingers in my ears with the earplugs because
Then
that
I
is a
will-
terrible noise.
Pull the transmitter out of my camera bag and click it on.
All right, everybody, roll me power checks,
Mhm,
power
mhm,
checks, because
mhm.
radio waves aren't just in your ears; they're in the air.
No,
Okay.
fuck. Okay. That's a failure for me.
Oh, wonderful. And a success. Oh, an extreme success for Irina. Delightful. Regular success for Parker. Bobby May, it's a failure. Bobby May,
Mhm.
this sound. It's a lot. It's very shrill without the earplugs. With the earplugs in, it is just so much more manageable. It is. Ken, you've heard this before. It's almost. It's not
Melodic.
mesmerizing. But it's got this kind of pull to it. You know?
Mhm.
Kind of pull. Yeah, pull towards the south, specifically, maybe a little bit.
The south. Okay.
Which would be towards the ocean, if you were wondering. Like 3 blocks. Parker, we'll get to you last. Irina, you were paying attention to the radio. You've got your plugs in. You do get a signal coming through. Bing! 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 Bing!
So is it like a response?
It is showing, basically, if you were to put it all together, it basically shows that the transponder that Bobby May is activated. Something has activated, and you're guessing it's the transponder that Bobby May. She said she would do it in exactly like 5 minutes, and it's been like, 5 minutes exactly.
Okay, and that the
And
sound
it's to the same rhythm as the tekeli-li, tekeli-li.
so they match.
They do.
Similar
don't
to the...
hear the same thing. You do still get, like, the hair still stands up, but you
Mm.
don't hear the same phrase. It's more like a signal received.
That's fucking terrifying.
So that's what you get. Parker, you also
Oh.
succeeded on your power check. You're looking at all the little figurines. You notice that the magnetic ones do this a bit. They do that little bit of vibrations, you know? Like if this lovely lobster was a still magnetic statue, it would be just little vibrating. And the soapstone stars, those don't seem to have any reaction at all. That little metal one, though. That one seems to be reacting. Looks like it's changing color a little bit.
What?
Yeah, like it's getting brighter.
And it's just like it's continually getting brighter the longer the sound plays, or does it reach a
It's
max?
like pulsing with it.
Oh, it's pulsing with it.
Yeah. Do you touch it?
What a question! what a
You touch
fucking
any
question.
of these little things that are moving around with the signal going?
All the reactions happen at the same time, right?
They do, yes.
Okay. I think I would like motion to Bobby May to come over, even if it
Bobby
means.
May's distracted. She
Oh,
doesn't want to turn the signal off either.
Okay.
Can I react at all? Like,
yeah.
can-
What would you
Bobby-
like to do? The signal, though,
Bobby's
you
gonna-
definitely want to keep the vibes going.
Oh no, yeah, not turning it off. Bobby's gonna head down south. She's gonna leave. She's gonna go to the beach.
Do you take it with you, or do you leave it here?
Yeah, I
You
wouldn't
take it
let
with
go
you.
of it.
Okay, so yeah, you turn towards Bobby May, and she is heading for the door of the room, with the signal still on.
I'm assuming as she's getting further away, the effects on the artifacts are slowing down or stopping.
Not the distance from where she was to the door of the room, which is only like 5 feet.
Okay,
It's not
first
very far.
instinct then would be to intercept and like stop her.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be shouting, Bobby May. With my fingers in my ears, I'd take one out and like try to grab her shoulder to stop her.
Yeah, if you stop her, she'll stop. What?
Hey, can you turn that thing off?
No.
You could, you just don't want to.
Yeah, I gotta figure this out. I don't want to turn it off right now. It's not bothering me.
Can I tell something's wrong?
She's got
Or-
she's got the same goosebumps that you do. You remember earlier when she turned that signal on, how you felt that pull?
The call to the sea.
Yeah. Maybe she's experiencing something similar as she was
Where are
heading
you
for
going?
the door.
I don't know. South. I don't know. That way, and I'll gesture to wherever south is.
Like, kind of like the music indicates, I don't like the vibes of the current situation. If we are going to follow this thing, I want us to like be together and make that decision. But Bobby May going off alone doesn't sound like a good idea. So I'm going to try to take it away from Bobby May.
What? No.
Bobby May, do you resist? I mean,
I would not allow it. This is
Okay.
my transmitter, my signal.
he did break all the other ones. So this would be a contested strength check.
Oh god. Okay.
So each of you roll a strength. You're trying to like wrestle it away.
Strength. Oh, it's one of the big ones. Okay.
Yes.
47 is success.
Success. Bobby May's got a pretty good grip on that transmitter.
What are you doing? This is
Why
it's
don't- what-
fine.
It's not fine. Turn it off and let's talk about things. Don't go running off on your own.
You notice Bobby May over his shoulder, the things vibrating in the box.
Why are those things moving?
If I'm gonna turn my back and look at the things. Are you gonna make a run for it?
Bobby's gone, yeah. If you
God
turn
damn
around,
it.
Bobby's gonna leave.
Are they
Just
rattling
over-
more significantly than when they first, like, instead of just settle, are they like rattle? Oh, is this normal? Shit.
And once Bobby's down the hall, they slow down a little bit.
I think you're muted.
Can I keep up with her enough to get down to like the cafe area?
Yeah, you literally turned around and went, huh? And she's, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to
Bobby's
use...
not like running. She's just like walking at her normal pace.
Out of character. Do you mind like me trying to stop you, or did you really want to
No.
pursue this on your own?
No. Go for it.
Okay. Parker kind of thinking on his feet,
Arena,
like...
the signal gets louder. It's weird. It's like they
Yeah.
got out of Heather's room or something with transmitter still going. You can hear it through the door and through your little thing.
And
Guys, what's
that was
going
cool.
on?
Open
we're
the door,
a floor down.
and it sounds
yeah.
like it's a floor down, but not
Wait
in
a
the room
second.
anymore. You can
Right.
hear it coming up the stairwell.
When we're...
I need to make some rolls for some people. Hold on. Just carry on.
Oh yeah, there's other people in this room.
Yeah. When we're
Oops.
in the cafe restaurant area, I'd like to try to use fast talk and shout,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that'll
"Thief! Somebody stop her!" My
Okay.
main goal is just stopping you before you
Yeah,
run out
that's
on your
fair.
own.
No, you're good.
Yeah, sure. We're seeing how some people cope with some things right now. As the signal gets
I
brought
What a way
down.
to phrase that.
Let's see.
Bobby May carrying the
Desk.
AoE damage effect aura. Just people passing out next to you.
Just for my
Okay.
spirit guardians is this signal just hitting everybody. Oh my god.
So there's people in this hotel, and it's lunchtime in the cafe. I just need maybe one more, based on who I thought was down there. Okay, Heather's okay. Heather's the last one. So you see, people are instantly like, what? Because it's not quiet. People are covering their ears. They're looking around. Two people are just like catatonic. They're just like staring at Bobby May.
Oh god.
Well,
Bobby
what
doesn't
she's
notice.
holding. But you say thief. The front desk people rolled surprisingly well, and one of them is going to come up to Bobby May. Come up to me like, excuse me, what is this situation? Why could you turn that off? To Bobby May.
Still with her ear.
And like the other one goes to get in front of the main like lobby doors.
Yeah. No, I can't turn it off. No, sorry.
Irina, you would have, if you walked out, you would have made it to the top of this second stairwell at this point and see this happening. This escalation.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be like, I trust Parker to handle it. I have something that I'm really curious about, actually.
Go on.
Where's weird, creepy rich man and his
Doris.
weird
Where's
ghost Doris doll?
Doris and Jack Grimm. I'm so glad you asked. It is lunchtime. Oh, those are the wrong glasses. There's your clear ones. I'm so sorry, Doris. That would have been dreadful to wear the wrong glasses with the wrong outfit. You know what? We should have Doris see how she deals with this. You're right. I did roll for Jack. I don't think I did, actually. Hold on.
I'm sorry, the
Jack and
100-year-old taxidermied penguin gets a roll? Jesus Christ.
I wouldn't worry about it. Hold on. Da-da-da-da. Oh, yep, normal. And then. Boop.
Prince is gonna
Cool.
come back so confused by all
I was
this.
gonna be like, what the fuck is going on?
Jack Grimm is one of the people staring at Bobby May. There's three people. Two people and Jack Grimm. Doris, is a taxidermied penguin and therefore seems unbothered by any of this.
So while this is happening, I will just
But
kind of.
Unlike the other two who are catatonically staring at Bobby May, Jack is like in and out of it.
I want to try something.
Go
I'm gonna try
on.
to get near Jack.
Uh-huh.
I wish I could double plug my ears, but instead I'll just put on some headphones on top of that. And my little tuning fork nearby and a little recorder.
Go on.
Nice and close.
Yeah.
And get as close to Doris and Jack as possible without being like overly
Your tuning
sus.
fork is going bonkers with this
Does
high-pitched frequency right now.
Question. Are they canceling each other out in waves? In
If
terms
you
of like, you
get-
know how different notes?
Give me your music check, please.
Sorry guys, I'm just like I'm
No, you're
way
good.
too intrigued.
Find answers, please. We're all so confused.
Where the fuck are you, music? I have you somewhere.
Music-
Oh, I'm blind. There we
musicians.
go.
There we go.
Hey!
With a hard success, you needed a hard success.
Oh,
yeah, the waves of this transmitter are canceled out a bit near Jack and Doris, strangely enough.
I'm gonna stay near Doris, actually.
Okay, that's wise, because this signal has been going on for more than a minute now, so I need sanity checks
Oh,
from
no.
Bobby May and Parker Lee.
Thanks,
Oh, that's a
Doris.
failure.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
Parker.
very nice, Parker.
Oh,
Very
my.
nice, Parker. Very nice. You only lose one sanity from prolonged exposure. With beginnings of prolonged exposure. Bobby May. Bobby May. We're gonna see where this takes us with you. I'm sorry.
I'm not. This
4
is great.
points of sanity. It rolled the max.
Nice.
But you don't get a temporary insanity because
Not
it's
yet.
not 5. Yeah. You
Not
don't have any
yet.
permanent insanities because you need more than 20% in one go. So you're still okay.
Still
You're
good.
just a little closer now to.
Mm-hmm. Totally fine.
Don't worry about it. So yes, you get nearer Irina, and just in time, it would seem to be canceled out a bit. Also, you haven't heard the signal quite as long. But Parker, you get like a weird vibe. You don't think prolonged exposure to this noise is healthy, mayhaps. It's just it gets somehow it gets more unsettling the longer it goes on. But you're able to pull yourself together.
Yeah.
Bobby
I'd-
May,
I'd
you
like-
just
oh.
stare catatonically at it now too, because you lost the sanity check. So it's just
I'm
wow.
gonna take it from her and turn it off.
That is possible.
I
at this time.
don't want to destroy it because it's an important lead, but I think we need to turn it off.
Get away from Bobby.
Hmm.
She does not resist this thing, which is not good.
Click.
Oh, good heavens! Oh, are you okay, Doris? Oh,
Do I remember
dreadfully
how I got
loud.
down here?
hey, it's fuzzy.
Okay. Well, I thought we were in Heather's room.
Oh God. I look at the hotel staff that I kind of helped to corral Bobby May before she ran out of the building.
It seems the property's been returned. Please do
Yeah.
not activate that
No, I'm gonna
device
keep
in
it
the
safe
hotel,
and sound.
Villa Brescia. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you for your help. Could I use Wintercroft's budget to buy people drinks to make people
You
not angry at us?
you most certainly can buy a round of drinks for lunch is on you, basically.
So
You
sorry, everyone. Round of drinks for everyone, and we'll also take a round of drinks, but upstairs. Bobby May, can we huddle up for a second?
can- Irina, your
What the
fork
hell just
stops
happened?
vibrating.
I'll fill you in. Just let's go back upstairs.
All right.
Take an
Okay.
extra drink for myself, one for Bobby, hand her the drink, and just let's go.
Grab the
found
free
something
drink.
interesting.
Up
Goes up.
the way. All right, we meet back
Okay,
in Irina's room, I guess, since
Yeah.
I'll be third floor. How much do you remember, Bobby May?
I remember going into Heather's room and turning the device on. I think you grabbed me?
Yes, that did happen when you tried to leave.
I don't remember leaving. I don't know how I got downstairs.
You do remember feeling a pull, but that's all.
Yeah.
Pull in
You-
that
you got
direction.
Yeah. And I had to go south. I had to go that way.
Yes.
That way.
Towards the ocean?
If that's where the ocean is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you twist arms like that, then once again, I'm fairly certain you have experience with the mafia.
Did I hurt?
But-
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to hurt you.
I'll be fine. It's a little sore. I'm a little emasculated, but I can take it.
So sorry.
No, no, you're
I
strong. I respect you
I
for that.
didn't know
Honestly,
what I
I
was
should do more
doing,
push-ups.
So.
But I think I'm gonna hold on to this because
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. Yeah.
unfortunately, I thought like worst comes to worst, you felt it too though. A pull?
Yeah, south. Right.
Okay. I mean, worst comes to worst, we could take turns being human compasses and
Figuring
get
it out.
pulled to where it wants to pull us. But if we're all in a state and we can't turn it off, that sounds a little dangerous.
That's a problem, right?
Which we might know what happened to the other folks if this thing keeps going on and on and on and no one stops it.
Mhm.
Because you were very hell-bent on getting out to sea, and then you stopped.
Yeah, maybe it draws people out and then freezes them, stops them, and then attacks. Whatever this signal is.
I'm
Like
not sure
with that
about
boat?
attack, but if people can track it, maybe then they have
Kind
their
of can.
prey ready.
I point at the radio. It was giving a return signal when the transmitter was on. It's kind
Oh.
of telling us signal received.
It worked.
Did it
Yeah.
change as I left?
Well, actually, I'm gonna play it back at the lowest volume
Oh God, not
possible.
again!
Well, this is the answering volume, so it's just unpleasant.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
and lowest volume possible. This is not really radio waves as much as just sound because this is
Yes.
recording, so it's
Yes.
different. I'll
It
play
is
it
different.
for people.
It is different. That is true. Yeah, it's not. It's still unsettling, but it's not nearly as unsettling in just a recording.
Does it change though as Bobby gets further and like goes?
It doesn't. It seems to be pretty consistent, and the ping you get on the machine is the same, regardless of distance. It just seems to be signal received. Signal received. Signal
It lets us know when one is on. I can't really tell the distance, but they still have its tracks. Yeah.
Interesting.
Even more interesting, Doris.
What?
No, that penguin.
The penguin?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but that penguin is magic of some sort. I don't know what type of weird thing it was, but I'm gonna play what I got from my tuning fork.
Mm-hmm.
These two, when you play them against each other, they cancel each other out.
Okay,
it was
the
emitting.
penguin's magic, that's a little...
Well, the penguin's got an internal radio then. I don't know, but
Honestly,
It's a
maybe.
stuffed penguin.
The dog
stuff-
could be just making pretend that he's crazy or whatever.
no,
have a
I got this from my
question.
tuning fork. I was down there.
The sound that's coming from the tuning fork from Doris.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize that as my because like I was getting I recognize that sound, but then there's also another sound that I heard from my eye poster.
Yeah, that feels more similar.
Feels more similar. Okay.
And again, it's really high. It's like out of the human range of hearing. So it's
Almost
more like
imperceptible.
Yeah, it's almost imperceptible.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But it gives me more of the eye poster vibe than the
Yeah.
Southern Ocean vibe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. All these signals are making my head spin.
And you still haven't had lunch.
And the
Yeah.
creepy rich man. What's his name again? Oh God.
Jack Grimm.
Jack Grimm.
Jack
yes.
Grimm.
Jack Grimm. Yeah. So
Mhm.
every time the waves canceled each other out, he would come back to reality a little bit. I saw him just startle back over and over again from his days.
He needs to lose some sanity. Sorry,
God,
just
Irina,
on.
like I trust you, but this sounds weird.
I know.
There's
but-
got to be an explanation for this.
I mean,
Well, I
not-
mean,
probably.
isn't-
we react oddly
isn't-
to sounds. That's, you know.
And
I mean-
besides, isn't magic just science we don't understand yet?
Yeah, something about radio waves, maybe on the human body. Bring it
yeah,
up to
plugging
the
my
doctor.
ears didn't do any good in the same room, I'll tell you that. So,
Yeah, radio waves are a little bit different from just, well, sound waves like this. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I will say I do remember, like, I remember how I felt the first time I heard the sound, and I vaguely remember how I felt this time with the earplugs in, and it was much less unsettling. It was more like mesmerizing's not the right word, but like alluring, maybe, I
So-
think.
so you think when it's muffled, it's more bearable, like I don't know, muffled underwater.
I would say, yeah, I would say so. Underwater with earplugs, it felt more bearable. Again,
Honest-
More
vaguely that I can
captivating.
remember. Yeah.
at this point,
Aw.
let's just tie Bobby May to the mast and
What?
set the thing on.
And
I
put
mean,
some wax in your ears. Yeah.
I kind of pull it out. It's like it's effectively the siren's call. It pulls you out to sea and then makes you stand still until whatever sets it to work like this gets you.
Problem is, I don't want to find what it's calling to.
It's calling you to sea.
Don't we?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of like what we're investigating? It does seem
Yeah.
related to everything else that's been happening around here.
The people who disappeared probably got pulled in by this sound as well.
I mean, this is definitely like the brute force method, tying someone to the mast and like figuring out which way their head is bobbing. But
Right.
I guess if we have no other leads, that's definitely a bit more of a
Yeah, let's
brutish method
let's
we
make
can
that
employ.
a last resort.
Or just get
If
the...
we have no other leads, and they listed all of the leads just
All
10
the
minutes
leads
ago.
we have like so
We
many.
have no
So
other
many.
leads.
Let-
Let's tie to the mast.
Let's go. Let's go with everything else first.
Yeah, imagine sticking this in someone's pleasure yacht where they can't find it and having them all just one by one start to fall under their spell, you know?
That is oddly malicious, but sure.
No, I mean, I think that might be what happened. Since the dockmaster
Yeah,
might have
I see.
access to the pleasure yachts, they go
Might
out to
stick
sea
it in
long
there.
enough. It might be subtle at first, but the longer it grows and probably vibrates through the ship,
See,
eventually everyone succumbs.
my thought on that's definitely a good thought. My thought on that is Mateo, right? He came from the stinky fish. Right? Is that right? Yeah, he came.
Mhm, he did.
He came from the stinky fish, and he didn't. At least as far as we know, we haven't talked to him. As far as we know, he didn't hear that sound. If it was something that was going incessantly since the moment they left dock, I would imagine he would have heard it.
Have we talked to Mateo about the sound yet?
You've not.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Well, we could talk to him now. He's definitely heard it.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
He's at lunch.
Speaking of lunch,
Yeah, let's
agreeing with
eat.
the disembodied voice, let's get some meat.
Let's eat and maybe talk to Mateo.
Let's hope those beers helped smooth out any nerves that this squealing
Right.
might have caused.
Right.
You get back downstairs to lunch. Doris and Jack, I'm sorry, Jack and Doris, are no longer in the cafe downstairs. They seem to have left. A few other people also seem to have left. But some people are there and are going to finish up their lunch. Mateo is one of them. He seems to have a bit more of an appetite than some of the other people who are here. You see the two gossipy film crew people in the corner, Tanner, who said that Tanner killed a guy, eating. They're kind of just picking at their food. But they are enjoying the beers that have been brought forth. And let's see who else is downstairs. Let me just go to my list-a-loo. List-a-dist. He's not there. Heather's down there. And she's having dinner, she's having lunch with Danielle, the production manager. They seem to be having lunch together.
She seemed okay, after that weird.
She rolled under her sanity, so she seems okay. She seems, like maybe her headache's a little worse. Danny also seems to be having a headache. And also appears to be maybe a little gaunt from stress or anxiety or something. They're picking at some foods. They've got I got some food on the plate. Seems that today it's hamburger day. At the cafe down there for lunch. Just picking at some fries.
I will get some food, and then I will sit. Is Mateo by himself?
He is by himself.
I will go sit with Mateo.
There's a few ladies in the restaurant looking at him. And he sits there and wishes his hair back every once in a while when it gets in the way. His long, flowing, majestic locks. And he will say, "Oh, hello. I am married."
That's fantastic. I'm not. My name's Bobby Maydeen. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I have some questions for you. I'm doing a little bit of just like investigating.
Sure. Yes. Oh, good. He looks relieved. Like maybe he's been approached a lot by ladies that have been like trying to hit him up, and he's like, "I'm married. No, please don't."
Yeah. Bobby's like, "Great. I don't care."
He's like, "Oh, thank goodness."
Thank God. I understand that you were aboard the Stinky Fish, right? Is that correct? Before it sank.
Oh.
Yeah, I just wanted to, ask you about
Espostoso.
Yeah, I just
Mi
wanted
compadres
to,
worked on the ship.
Yeah. What, if you don't mind me asking, we saw a little bit. Heather was able to show us just like a single screen cap.
The side pony girl. Yes, her.
Yeah. She was able to show us just like a single frame of Tanner's video from that. And I was just wondering if I could get your personal account on what happened and what you saw there.
Sure. So it was a normal day aboard the fishing vessel. We were going to go get lots of fish. We had a contract to bring so many pounds back before the end of the week. And we could take call on the radio in Spanish. And so the captain, Gabriel, he answered the call. He said it was part of the seaplane who had landed by the volcano. They needed strong help to carry equipment up and to do science and filming things. So we had a brief discussion. I have the best English in my crew, so my wife just had a baby. So
congrats.
So if we're paying American dollars, so I figured I could use the extra money. They pulled in closer. I took the dinghy to the shore. I carried all the equipment up the mountain. They recorded lots of big words, big science words stuff, conversation between the professor and Miss Lady Doctor. Renee, he doesn't see her. He goes, she sees her sometimes.
Right. She works with the snails, right?
Yes, she feeds the really weird snails. I've not seen
very
snails
strange.
Anyway, they were talked a while. They were going to go to the scuba, but that water was too hot. Apparently, changing temperature too rapidly, too often, so we took all the equipment and we were ready to go back down the mountain, the volcano, to the bottom lake. We saw a flare go up, an emergency flare. We get over, we see that it was from my ship and not the seaplane. So the professor, he's a bit older. He took his time getting down, but I was very concerned about my compadre, so I carried everything down the mountain as fast as we could. We get to the seaplane. The Germans said that a brief signal cut through, requesting for help. There was not a help. There was a scream. It cut short very quickly, and so we go. You always respond to a distress signal because you never know when it might be you. So we
absolutely.
We went out. We rode the seaplane. It was the producer, myself, Wash, and Tanner, and we went out and we got to the ship. We got the head aboard. We used it to get onto the ship. We crossed over, and there was no one there. I was calling out. I was like, Gabriel, Felipe, all my fellow crew members' names. No answer. It was dead quiet. I check in the below deck. No one there. Just the fishes. The water level seemed a bit high, but just the fishes. There was a couple little pink splatters, because lots of water on the deck of the ship. all times fishing nets. The nets were cut and sank into the water. Very clean cuts. Like, I've not, like, if you had perfectly sharp shears and just snipped each individual bit, but in a straight line. Very impressive. And
All
then
right.
the other two, they were recording with the camera. I was very concerned about mi compadre, so I kept searching, and I said, Dios mío, it was not good. There was nothing there. We got into the helm, and it sliced clean through. I don't know what did it, but he just rots himself because it was not good. I don't know what could. It killed the radio, the wire that the radio was on was sliced clean through. Like someone was talking on it, and the slice cut the comm wire. The comm was on the floor, and it also went right through the console. I don't know. It was very clean cut. The metal was all bent inwards, but barely. It was like very, just, I don't know English words for it. It was very
If you know Spanish, I speak that as well.
Oh, he looks like oh thank goodness.
So I probably should have led with that.
Oh no, it's fine. And he switches immediately over, and so it was very clean precision cut, as if it had taken a fine bladed saw to cut through sheet metal. But signal flare to radio call time was it only took us half an hour to get there. It was not very long, so it was surprisingly quick. We had a very quick response time, but it would have taken at least an hour with an industrial grade saw to get through that many layers and that precise of a
That clean,
yes. And lots of little singe marks from sparks. It's everything, if you break into mechanics, it's a lot of sparks, electricity there suddenly. Because the generators and the engine downstairs, but this was the thing that connected everything else upstairs. We were trying to open the ports to drain the fish out to maybe make the boat a little lighter, see if that would help, or we can investigate further, but they were locked up because the mechanism had been cut up top, and we tried manually. It did not work because it was over this. We tried very hard, though, to get it open, and then the pilot had noticed that the Germans, they noticed that the ship seemed to be a little lower because the board was less of an angle like this and more of an angle like this. And so we decided to, since we could not find anyone, they were recording it, that we should get back to the plane and report it, go from there.
Right.
Now, dump some fuel on the way back because the plane only carried 6 and there were 7 of us. We almost didn't make it out. The plane ran out of fuel. But that was the ship. It was very distressed. I keep listening. I keep checking in every day to see if there's news reports. I have Chilean passport. I don't have Argentinian passport. So Dockmaster said he would give me some paperwork that I could leave. But it's taking a while. So.
Taking a while.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for that. That is a lot of really good information. Now, just a question. From the time the dinghy picked you up and you left the boat, how much time passed? I know you said 30 minutes from signal flare to the boat.
Few hours.
Couple hours. Okay.
Yeah.
So for all that time they were fine, and then out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Were they just gonna wait there for you? Were they still doing more fishing?
They were doing more fishing. Yeah, we had a quota to meet by the end of the week, so they were going to keep. You can fish with 5. It's easier with 6, but they figured extra money.
Right.
Supposed to give, cut of it to them, but
right.
Yeah, it did happen.
Were y'all fishing in a normal area? Was this a new area that y'all were fishing in? Was it one of your normal lanes?
A little bit further. It's in our normal lane. We had not been here, it's a little late in the year for us to have been out this far. But also the reports said this area wasn't very good for the past few months, but we had this quota to meet and our regular spots weren't a little dry, so we headed up that way. Little out of the way, but still in the same lane. Little late in the year.
Same. Right. Okay. And was it? You said your other spots were dry. Was this spot dry as well, or was it a little bit more?
It seemed to be okay. We were just cutting started. I mean, we started early, very early, but it was The nets seemed pretty full. We were bringing in fish.
Right. Now, when y'all were fishing that day, did you
There
hear
were a lot of
anything
dead fish,
strange?
though.
Lots of dead fish. Could you tell
There's
why
always
they were
some dead fish when you pull up, but more than
Right.
usual.
Did you guys look at any of those dead fish? Did you see why they were dead? Could you tell?
I mean, I guess they looked like someone had a fish boil and then just tossed it back.
Mhm. Boiled them. Right. Okay, we've heard that. Did you hear anything strange or smell anything that strange that day while you were fishing?
No.
I know
no.
fish and boats
Just
are
fish.
typically pretty
Very
smelly,
fishy.
but
Yes, very fishy.
all right.
Enrique didn't wear, any. He usually wears cologne. He didn't have any cologne on that day. Odd. He said he ran out.
Were any of your companions acting strange? Were they wanting to
No.
go in a direction or normal?
No, normal day.
Normal day. All right. I would like to psychology insight check him.
You most certainly can.
Just in case, because personally, I don't think he's lying, but it never hurts.
You
to
never
check.
know.
You never know.
Never know.
Okay, psychology. Ooh, hard success of 15.
Hard success. He is telling the truth, and if anything, he's downplaying how concerned he is, and how he's downplaying how troubled he
Worried.
was by the event
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was quite disturbed by what he saw,
Yeah.
or what he didn't see.
Right. All right. Well, thank you very much. I know this is probably a hard thing to revisit. I do just have one more ask of you. It might be
Sure.
a little, well, maybe two.
Yeah, I'm here for lunch, so I am.
Yeah.
Someone bought me a beer. And he holds it up.
Good. Right. She's just like, oops, that was my fault. When you went into the cabin and you saw that slash, in the screen cap that we saw, it did look like there was a decent amount of blood in there.
Yes, that was another little bit of blood splatter there
Right.
on the floor. Yeah, and
Did
on the
you-
wall and window and on the console. Yes.
I just I don't want to touch him because I don't know him like that, but I'm I give him a sympathetic yeah.
Mhm.
Where I know you said there was some pink stains because you're a fishing boat, you're gonna get fish blood everywhere. Did you
Yeah.
see outside of the cockpit? Did you see any unusual stains, any unusual substances, anything like
It's
that?
a bit
that you
more
weren't normally
blood
seeing?
splatter on the deck, a few feet from the railing.
A few feet from the railing.
Yeah.
None on the railing itself?
No,
No. Okay.
not that I saw.
Okay.
I didn't
Not
check
that you
every
saw.
railing, but
Right. No, of course, you guys were busy. And last question, I promise. Do you happen to have the coordinates of where you guys were?
I could point it on the map. We were about 2 clicks west. 2 clicks northeast of the of Fuenguino. I could point it
Yeah.
on the map. Yeah, if you had the
Yeah,
map.
no, that would be perfect. I will get a map and I
Okay,
will
sure.
catch up with you then, and if you could point that out, that'd be fantastic.
Certainly, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Like I
You
knew
know,
some
I'm-
boats have been going missing, mostly Chilean fishing boats. I heard some were missing in Argentina too, but a lot of Chilean fishing boats have been going missing in the past 6 months to a year. Probably about a year, actually. But we hadn't, no one we knew. I think Gabriel, the cousin, who knew someone whose boat went missing. But there's a lot of fishing going on in that area, so.
A lot of Chilean boats. Okay.
But
Now,
technically,
the
Fuenguino is in Chile, so,
Right, that area. Now the boats that were going missing, do you happen to know if they were going to the same spots, in their I don't want to say flight plan because that's not what boats have.
Yeah,
but in
no,
their
like a charter, the charter.
Right. Or was it kind of all over the place?
I don't know all of them that went missing. I just, heard rumors,
Some.
Selena's brother's husband's uncle's fishing boat went missing.
Right.
And, that kind of thing. Some near the Fuenguino area. Big distances on the ocean.
Yeah.
Strait of Magellan a little bit, not as much. Just in that generic area, I guess.
Area. All right.
I guess about a full day's journey in any direction.
Anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much again. I appreciate it, and I will get you a map, and I will talk to you later.
All right.
Thank you. I will go back to my companions, and I will relay all of that information.
Before you get there, I'm just eating some lunch, and I say to Irina in Chinese, "Man, I wish I paid more attention in Spanish class."
Same. I don't understand a single thing.
I know "Donde está el baño?" That's pretty much it.
I know. Hola.
Oh, Bobby May's coming back. Hey.
Oh.
Hey, okay. So basically everything that he was telling me lines up pretty much exactly with what, Heather was saying. It was from the time the signal flare went up to the time that they got to the boat to do some investigating. It was about 30 minutes. So whatever happened, it happened relatively fast. Some additional information that he gave me is there was some bloodstains on the boat deck by the railing. He didn't see anything that was particularly on the railing, just said that he saw some blood splatters in that area. And in addition to the console being cut straight and clean, and he has no idea what could have done that, he was saying that there's nothing that could do that quickly in 30 minutes.
Well, less than that, because even within visual range, they didn't see anything coming on or off that boat. So it really reasonably would have happened in like 10-15 minutes.
10, yeah. Nothing came to mind for that, something that could do that quickly. But he did say that all of their fishing nets had been cut as well and dumped back into the ocean, all the ones that I'm assuming they had pulled some stuff up on. And kind of like what we had been told, I can't remember who told us, but somebody told us that they were finding a lot of dead fish that had been like flash boiled. He said so that
they were dead and cooked?
Yeah, like boiled fish, right?
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot of heat.
And this is just Nugget not remembering who told us that, but somebody told us that.
Dr. Renee, the climatologist,
right.
he actually met up there on the volcano. They were all surprised to see her there.
Yeah,
and she was supposed to get picked up, but her boat hadn't showed up for a couple days late. So weird.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, he said that they saw a lot of those on that day when they were fishing, as well as a lot of those flash boiled fish as well.
Because of the heat blade.
Right. The heat blade going through the water.
Was it anywhere near the volcano?
Yeah. He said he'd be able to get me coordinates if I got him a map. But he said they were in that area.
Yeah, let's go pick up a map.
They were within flare visual. No, not
flare
that
visual,
far.
right. And he did say that there was been for the past like 30, the past 6 months to a year, there have been a lot of Chilean boats going missing as well. And I know we've only heard the Argentinian side because that's where we are, but it sounds like a lot more Chilean boats have been going missing than Argentine, at least as far as we can tell with this Dockmaster Doctrine documents. So I think
Parker's trying to rationalize why would someone like go through so much effort in like stealing boats and making people disappear when that would put so much more heat on the situation. It doesn't make any sense that that's a motivator.
I think we have more questions than answers at this point. Every time we ask questions,
yeah,
we get 10 more.
I mean, going by your Greek references, it's like a hydra.
Yeah.
Answer one question, 10 more pop up in its place.
Right. But yeah, so.
Okay, wait, all right. So, next priority. When the Doc and Teddy get ready and they're good, we'll go ahead and get Heather her checkup, talk with the doctor.
I think that's a good plan.
I guess, do we just want to wait till the sub gets here? Or...
excuse me. You see someone like Dr. Renee. Dr. Renee, I can't remember his name.
Climatologist.
Yes, climatologist Renee Nelson, Dr. Nelson. She comes in and she goes, "You were the people who are interested in my volcanology studies." Yes. I was pouring through my notes because, I figure I should probably check it out again in the next few days since we had another earthquake the other night. But I forgot to mention to you that the earthquakes, which are indicative possibly of possible volcanic activity, because, tectonic plates and such, they have been strangely in conjunction with lunar cycles.
Like the moon?
Yes.
Means strong enough to pull tons and tons of water. Makes sense that it can move some earth around.
I suppose. Do you have any readings from a couple days ago when Haley's Comet came by? Any strange readings on that night?
No, I
Would've been Friday.
I wasn't at the volcano on that night.
Fair.
Damn it, I probably should have been, but let me check. I have my seismograph hooked up. A lot of my equipment got fried. There was like some weird with that earthquake that happened on the let me see. On the 31st, March 31st, that Monday. The day before, actually, they came to the volcano and picked me up. There was an earthquake, little one. A lot of my equipment didn't do so well that day. There was like a lot of them fell off the table, and I thought they broke because I just had a little fold-up table. But the mechanic Uriah, he said that they'd actually been hit with like a small like electromagnetic pulse or something. And that the electronics were completely shut. So I've been slowly replacing my gear. Insurance has been an absolute pain in the neck. But I do have my seismograph still, and that one is all right because I have like a nice lead box for that one. Let me go check my readings.
Sure. Thank you.
The Haley's Comet. That was the 13th, right? No, the 11th.
It was
the 11th.
It would have been Friday.
Yes. Let me go check those readings. And she runs upstairs.
So that's another situation of an electromagnetic pulse fucking around with some stuff. So I think it was more than just Tanner's camera. It's strange, though, that it would affect... Well, no, because she was at the volcano with them. And she got onto the plane when they went for... Or did she stay at,
she stayed at the
shore. Volcano?
She stayed on the shore
okay.
with Uriah and the professor, Marvin Howells.
Okay. We'll have to ask if that happened before or after her equipment got fried.
It's a few minutes. She comes back downstairs and she goes, I got some really interesting readings for Haley's Comet night. It was oddly quiet, actually. Usually there's little rumblings here and there that you can't even feel, but the seismograph picks them up. There was nothing that night. Nothing.
Right. And the day that the stinky fish stunk when their signal went up?
Terrible. Yes.
Was that before or after your equipment, or during?
That was after. Yeah, the earthquake that happened the day before in the afternoon at, let's see, 2 p.m.?
All right. Because the reason why I asked, because it looks like Tanner's camera experienced maybe some of that malfunction with that electromagnetic pulse.
Weird.
There's some distortion on his film.
I couldn't tell you anything because most of my stuff was fried. So I was going off manual things like just, mercury thermometers, notepads,
Right.
So, it's possible that there were still maybe residuals of something in the area. I don't know. Well, Haley's Comet did blow through, so, comets often bring interesting effects with them. Some say that, like the solar winds and such. So perhaps it was some, takes time for things to travel through the atmosphere. Yeah, but perhaps some leftovers from that.
Right. Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you for the update. We do
the comet
appreciate
actually
that.
caused a lot of interference for a lot of things. Yeah.
What are the affected radio signals?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Looking at Bobby May and Irina, should we ask her about the
I think we've
the lightsaber.
Enough.
I mean, she's a woman of science. She might know what's possible.
That's not a bad idea.
That or like melt her brain. Okay.
Well, we don't have a picture of it. We can just talk to her about it. Doctor, quick question for you.
She's like, that was a lot of sound effects. Okay, sure.
Quick question for you. So we, like I said, Tanner's camera was a bit messed up from while he was on that boat, but there was able to be one frame that we were able to see that Heather was able to parcel out.
Good.
There, it was a picture. It was a frame of the helm of the ship, the main console,
picturing
essentially
that console.
Yep.
Like the radio, the wheel. Yes.
The wheel. Yeah. Now there was a extremely clean and precise gash through the center of the console. Big old gash. No.
Yes, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's no signs of it being more than one slice. It's just one slice clean through. It almost melted the metal kind of thing.
Well, if you slice through electronics, and if there's any water in the area, there could have been a small fire, which could have given the appearance of melting or melted some of the electronics inside of it or plastic.
Parker, you're the one who looked at it, but I don't think there was any signs of fire, no singe marks, no nothing like that.
And the fact that it was also done to the hull. So it was strong, it was fast, and honestly, no idea how it happened. So I was hoping you might.
If something moves quick enough, strong enough, the friction alone would generate a little heat.
So speed.
Probably,
It
yeah.
would be big and fast enough to fit in that tiny little
That someone could
cockpit.
carry?
So that someone could carry it. I don't know. I mean, I know there's some industrial equipment. If it gave the appearance of melting, lasers would take hours to get through that whole console.
What if it vibrated?
That would also generate friction. Yes. Friction equals heat. And also, with that's partially why global warming is such a big thing, because, the greenhouse gases causing friction in the atmosphere, which is heating up the planet. You remember now that she is first and foremost a climatologist and a volcanologist second. By the way, would you all be willing to sign a petition about to stop greenhouse gas production?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, please, thank you. And she pulls out a little she had the clipboard behind the notepad of the info, and she she got it out when she went to her
She came
room.
with an agenda. I love it. I'm going to sign with my fake name.
Okay.
Lee Parker.
I look at this and I'm just like, do I believe in climate change?
See, that's the thing. In the 80s,
Do it.
no
Be a
one was
denier.
listening to the
How often can you be
climatologist.
one?
It was a
I don't
big
know
thing.
if I believe in her though. This is
I don't think Bobby does, but Bobby will just sign it because she's been so helpful.
We got the full spectrum here. It's like, I believe. You're nice. Sure, why not? It's like, I think you're wrong. You're lying to me.
Sure, you might have this fancy dandy degree. You might have two, specialties. You might use big nerd knowledge, but is it really though? We're just people. How can we possibly have such devastating effects on the climate?
We'll see where Doc and Teddy fall on the spectrum next week.
If it's global warming, why are winters so cold?
Exactly.
Clearly you don't understand.
Yeah, I think I'll sign it for peer pressure, but I probably
This is a really accurate representation of real life.
It so is.
I love it.
If you have any other questions about climate change and what we can do to stop it or help it, the ozone layer, or I guess the volcano, and how the frequency of eruptions have been increasing dramatically since the Industrial Revolution, which is also contributing to the greenhouse gases, and tectonics in general, which this is actually true. True volcano facts with Lindy. And how more than 70% of volcanic eruptions happen underwater, which is why we don't notice most of them. It's hard to see the increase, and also a lot of volcanoes are in very remote places, so people don't notice them half the time. The last recorded explosion from Fueguino was in 1929, but it's possible that it had a smaller eruption since, or if there is vents underneath, or if it's part of a chain that's underwater, we just don't know. There could have been smaller eruptions underwater as well.
Right.
I'm sorry, what were you? Did you ask me? You were asking me about Haley's Comet. I'm so sorry, I got carried away.
No, you're fine. Out of character. When did Mount St. Helens that was the 80, right?
That
80
it
on the dot.
was. Hold on, I have this on my Mount St. Helens. That's in my other. Yes,
in the time of this game, that
was
would be
like
the most recent
a few years ago.
volcano eruption.
Hold on, let me just get my other notes. I have so many volcanologist notes because she had her big spiel with that group.
That we would know about.
Yes, that you would know about. She did tell you about that really, really awful one that killed like 30,000 people.
Right. In
Colombia.
Colombia.
The worst natural disaster in the recorded history of Colombia. Mount St. Helens, yes, and other research. Boop, boop, boop. I don't know that one off the top of my head. Yes, 1980. That is correct.
1980 on the dot. Okay. Now, I don't know if you were
May of 1980, so 6 years ago.
May.
Almost exactly.
How old does she look?
Oh, she looks to be in like late 30s, early like maybe she's somewhere between. She's one of those people who looks like she takes care of herself. She probably doesn't eat chocolate. She eats, cacao nibs, and carob nibs. She's a carob nibs. She looks like that kind of lady. She looks a little crunchy.
Okay.
Little hippie.
Almond bomb kind of thing.
She's totally, a little bit.
Totally an almond bomb.
Yeah. So she looks like she could be anywhere from her late 30s to mid 40s. Like
mid 40s. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. Were you do you know when Mount St. Helen erupted?
Yes. That again also very tragic.
Yeah, very. Are you what am I trying to ask? So when Mount St. Helens erupted, I don't know if you've seen any of the data from that. But
poured over it for months.
Okay, so then is what you're seeing here similar to the prelude to Mount St. Helens erupting?
No. Mount St. Helens was a much larger volcano than Finguino, number one. Also, it started giving bigger indications of a soon-to-be eruption in a couple months prior, I think in March.
March.
Volcanoes can give signals that they're going to erupt anywhere for up to months to years in advance. It's really difficult to predict exactly when eruptions are going to happen. I mean, technology is getting better all the time, but usually there's like an increase of frequency or strength of earthquakes in the area. These seem very consistent, patternistic almost, which is not usually
normal.
An indicator. Yes, they are usually a bit more random.
Not predictable.
Yes, they're usually a lot more unpredictable. In fact, usually here, I've noticed on my readings that there's been more activity in conjunction with the new moon and full moon than any other time. Usually it's around that time of the full moon or a new moon, which is, again, usually lunar cycles don't have, well, that I know of. She looks like she got an idea of like, wait, do lunar cycles play a role in volcanic eruptions? This has not been explored yet that I know of. There's like a light bulb that goes off and you see she files it in a Post-it note. She puts a pin in it for later. And she comes back and she goes, usually they're just a bit more random. With increasing frequency, these seem to be pretty much near the new moon or full moon with the sporadic one in between. Usually closer to one of those days.
All right. Now, next question. Is there geology is really not my thing. Geography, geology, any of that. Tectonic plates. Those are I know that much. That causes issues with volcanoes. Are they around here? Like, what is there a plate that would be actually causing issues?
She goes through her like files to try to find like her like, here's the tectonic plates and fault lines. The entire western coast of South America is on a tectonic plate. The entire like just down, like basically in California, could follow it down Mexico, all the way
Andreas,
down
yeah.
through, yes, all the way down through South America, and then it curves around the tip, and here we are at the tip. And I will say, there is no intersecting fault line here. That'd be a good while north and northwest of here, but there is like, you know, like sometimes there are like 3 points. There's just the north south, basically a north south fault line here, kind of.
Okay.
As we're curving around the tip.
So it's not unusual for activity to be here. Okay.
No, there was the last really bad earthquake, big earthquake here was in 1949, and ever since then they've had little rumbles with they've had increasing rumbles,
Right.
and they thought maybe the volcano would go again, but it just kind of hasn't. I think it's kind of become part of the way of life around here for the past
Usual. Right.
30 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't think of any more questions, so I don't know enough about science or volcanoes to know more in-depth questions.
I always feel tired after listening to you talk, Doc, but in a good way.
In the best way.
I learn a lot.
Of
I
course.
just like look up like, huh?
Yes, I should get myself some lunch. Oh, and I should get more water for the snails. Yes. Ooh, I should try increasing the mineral content. And she like mutters about what she's going to like do to the snails' water. And she like absent-mindedly grabs a burger off of the line and just goes straight into the kitchen.
Does she look like, is she exhibiting any symptoms of like having a headache or
She's got
the gauntness?
Deep bags under her eyes.
So she is too. Okay.
And seems a little jittery. You're not sure if it's from
Okay.
like anxiety or caffeine, but you haven't seen her drinking any coffee.
Right, like everybody else
She
is.
seems a little anxious, and bags under her eyes, and she quickly loses interest in that hamburger, setting it down in the kitchen. Whether that's the snail's fault or she's just not that hungry, that's to remain to be seen. Yes.
Okay. I don't have any more questions, I don't think.
I can't think of anything.
Okay. And as y'all, oh yes, go on.
Quick question. You know, like how she was giving us a little PowerPoint presentation?
Basically, yeah, that's a lot of times when you talk
Just
to
to
her.
make sure,
Yes.
the times whenever the fish die, do they correlate with the full moon and new moon and the
Oh, that's
sounds?
weird. You know, like if you asked her that, she would be like, now that you mention it, usually a couple days after, which if it happened out at sea.
Would take a couple days to get in.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime there's the rumble with the shifting,
Yeah.
basically those creatures come up. They swim so fast to kill fish. Who knows? Something happens.
Are we
Something
going
happens.
with the theory that it's creatures now?
I
mean-
don't know. It's a something fast enough to do things to that ship.
It
I
could.
mean-
Could it be a ship? Could it be like a Russian spy submersible? We do have a Russian spy.
Guys, the doc
Some
just said volcanoes
New age tech.
open up mostly underwater. It's probably just a volcano vent opening up and frying all the fish with the heat.
And also
that's
cutting
fair.
into the
Well, that part
Yeah.
I don't know about. Heat transfer
Well,
makes sense, but
it
I'm not
could-
sure
it-
about cutting through the.
It could be some, like I said, some new age Russian technology. We do have a Russian spy that's with these people.
I don't know how high tech you think the Russians are.
You'd be surprised. I remember
Just
stories from a
Russian.
couple of years ago. Because we're out of the Cold War now, right?
I think
Barely.
freshly out of it, yeah.
Yeah. I remember some of the stories my
Nope, actually,
No.
no, we're still in the Cold War, technically.
we're still in the Cold War. Okay.
Technically still in the Cold War, yes.
Still
we're
in
near
Cold
the
War.
end of
Yeah.
it. But yes, we're
Yeah,
still in the
yeah.
Cold War.
Yeah, no, I remember I've heard some pretty, wild stories and seen some pretty interesting articles about the type of things that they are cooking up over there in Russia.
You ever show any of those newspapers to my mother? She reads it like the Saturday comics.
Oh, I keep forgetting that you are part Russian.
Yeah, she just like absolutely plucks at her like it's like brown showing. I'm not. Yeah, it's like, those like kids who just basically look super Asian, maybe a little bit paler. and maybe their hair's a little brown. That's it.
I'm familiar.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like, oh god, I need to buy some more dye.
I suppose.
Right. I need to buy more dye, man. My roots are showing.
There's lovely salons along here. You could get it done.
Excellent. Okay. So it doesn't matter. Russian technology, creature. We gotta give it a name.
The phenomenon.
The phenomenon. All right. So the phenomenon happens every.
Phenomenon.
No.
Sorry. I just made me think. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So every month, twice a month, new moon, full moon. The phenomenon happens. Plates shift beneath. The rumble happens in a similar frequency to that sound we get.
Bunch of fish are
Around this-
fried.
Bunch of fish are
Big-
fried.
Roll up to shore.
Yep.
The last new moon, for if you were wondering, was April 9th, which was 2 days before Halley's Comet.
And I have a question. When did the crew disappear?
April 11th.
The fourth? Oh. Okay.
Because Haley, they
Oh.
disappeared the day of Halley's Comet.
Oh.
No, the fishing crew. The fishing crew. They disappeared on the 31st. No, the 1st. April 1st. April Fools. JK.
Just kidding.
Yes, they disappeared April 31st. No, April 1st. April 1st. March 31st was a little rumble, and the last full moon of March was March 26th. So
26th,
if it
okay.
took place a couple days after the full moon.
Right. Interesting. Okay.
Speaking of which, not to be pessimistic, but figuring out what happened to the submarine is our objective? Question mark.
Goal.
Yeah.
Right.
And is this priority posthumously, or we're just gonna get there when we get there?
Well, I think Heather would like it to be, alive.
That might
Yeah.
then help inform. Like, let's get this straight. There's a lot of weird shit happening. A lot of weird shit we want to
Absolutely.
look into. But I think a few of these goals direct us more into finding the sub more than others. And like, I like taking my time. I don't like being surprised. I like having all the facts. But we are on a deadline, in so many words.
As
If they
long as
are
we're-
stuck in that sub.
Like, as long as we're sailing, we're going into the sub on the time in which it's not new moon or full moon, I think we'll be okay. And as long
So-
as we don't play that transmitter in our...
Yeah, the next full moon is on April 24th. Y'all got time.
Because it's like, what, the 14th? 15th?
Today is the 15th, yes.
15th. Okay.
By the time
Okay.
our ride gets here, I think it'd be a good idea if we try to figure out where we're taking it. Otherwise, we're just kind of.
That's fair.
we'll
And
still need
I know
to- so-
the Tallahassee is coming on down, but
Hmm.
they didn't say anything about submarine, did they?
Dr. Brown would have said they're looking into it.
Right. Okay.
They don't have one of those laying around, but
Just ready.
Damn
Might
it,
be able to
why
get one.
don't they have those pleasure rich people submersibles? I feel like they'll go great.
yeah, but those they're still too expensive at this time for most people to have them personally. So.
Fair. Okay.
And I think
Exploring it is, I guess.
and on exploring it is, I guess, as you guys sit at lunch, which you haven't really been able to eat much of yet at this point, but it's okay because
Fries are cold.
Teddy and Bronwyn will probably be joining you real soon, and I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session a little early, but I think this is a good point right here. I feel like you guys learned some fun stuff today, and yeah, it'll be a great time next week. So we're going to go around, we're going to say who we are, where we can find you, and your favorite moments from tonight's game. I'm feeling froggy, so let's go in reverse order. Irina, how was tonight for you?
Okay, so tonight was consequential. I feel like is the answer. I can't wait for our lovely doctor and for for Teddy to come back. It's gonna be great to let them know all the shenanigans we managed to get into on half a day, less than.
Yeah. Teddy for half a day. For Dr. Bronwyn, it's been like an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's been like 2 hours, maybe. It's been like not very long.
Yep.
It's been as long as we've been playing.
So that will be fun. But as for my specific favorite moment, I'm not gonna lie. I loved the debacle of the Bobby May versus Transmitter versus Parker. That was excellent. I mean, that's when shit truly went down, like our little experiment, I feel like. And we made a lot of headway with that. So it was really cool. We all lost some sanity that day. I started gaining faith in Doris. I shall start the cult of Doris at this rate. As for who I am Laura Lark playing Irina Zhao, who is now a bit more penguin positive. And you can find me here every Wednesday. And was there anything else to say? Nope, that is me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Absolute delight to play with you. As is Bobby May Dean. How was tonight for you, darling?
Tonight was, I think, consequential is a perfect word to describe tonight.
Like your episode title, we'll see.
Yeah. Things happened, and they might not be good things. I'm Nogosaurus. You guys can find me here on Mondays, playing in our Mondays in Exandria game. We didn't have game this week. People were, doing stuff, not feeling great. It's all good. You can also find me here as the Gate Master for our every other Tuesday game in Stargate Flames of Hope. We have been off for a couple weeks, just for some travel and stuff like that. We will be back next week with our special guest, Trooper SJP, as a live AI, not infecting, but living in a ship. So, if you like Stargate, tune in for that. It's our penultimate episode. We're almost done with our first season. And you can also find me here on Wednesdays in this amazing game that I freaking love and am terrified of at the same time. I have to agree, my favorite part was Parker trying to stop Bobby May as she was in like this signal trance. Yutai, you are always welcome to try and stop me from doing stupid shit. Just please do.
Just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, no. Like if I don't want you, I will let you know, but you are always welcome to, fuck around with stuff. I'm okay for that when it comes to games. But yeah, that's me. I'm very excited to see how our other companions react to the things we did.
I can't wait to see y'all explain this to Teddy, especially after the wonderful night's sleep that he's had. Parker Lee, how is tonight for you?
It was a lot of fun. Hi, I'm Yutsai. I had a lot of fun playing Parker Lee again today. Honestly, I will just say best. I have to agree with Bobby May and Irina. Best moment was the calamity of an experiment, and I have to say, Bobby, if you didn't fail and you weren't entranced, I probably would have poked and prodded the artifacts,
which would have been very interesting.
So maybe I'm happy you did it. Also, though, it definitely being out muscled by Bobby May Armbreaker Dean was interesting and really, I don't have any physical skills on this character. How am I going to stop Bobby May? So that was a fun problem to solve. But yes, and also shenanigans with the magical Doris and what secrets she hides beneath her.
Just a normal taxidermied dapper penguin.
Yes. But I'm looking forward. We have more clues, we have some objectives, and something I just remembered today, I guess, we have a time limit, so there's only so much air in that submarine.
It'll be fine. I wouldn't worry about it. Fine. Thank you.
But yes, I'm mainly doing this, and I'll probably be doing something else fairly soon, but it hasn't not started yet, so.
Exciting. Shout it from the rooftops when it happens, and I will raise the roof. I don't know, that makes sense. Hi, I'm Lindy. I'm the GM, the keeper of arcane lore for this game. My favorite moments of tonight's game was just all of the wonderful decisions that my players make all the time. I love how curious they are. It just brings me joy. And yes, Schmelzer, I agree that Doris does need a tiny briefcase to go with this look, but, you know, I only have so much time and so much video to edit from the other group. And, you know, props and things and other things that I'm working on, handouts and the like. But yes, she does need if I find one at a yard sale, I'll get it. I can't be stopped. Doris must be dapper. I also enjoyed, just y'all are fabulous players, and I enjoy playing with you. From Irina's, yes, Parker seems to have this. But Doris though, to just Bobby May being fantastically absorbed in the sound repeatedly. Like, if at first and second and third it didn't succeed, why not the fourth time? Let's just keep turning this thing on. And then Parker buying a round of drinks with the company's money for the hotel lobby and restaurant because there's a lot of people down there. And that was a very loud, unpleasant noise. So just diffusing the situation in a very clever way before it became an issue. And just throwing more facts at you guys. It's like, oh yeah, and here's maybe some more interesting correlations to things. Funny how some of these line up, isn't it? The tangled web of Cthulhu-ness, of Eldritch Mythos-ness needs. I'm very excited to hopefully have a full cast next week and we can get everything going on, because it is lunchtime and you've got a bunch of different directions that you can go. There's a whole list of directions you could go. There's so many things. So you can find us here again next Mondays in Exandria, new batch, fingers crossed. Stargate, Flames of Hope, it's gonna be awesome. Trooper's gonna be a guest, it'll be great. And of course here next week from our Below the Land of Fire, and after Below the Land of Fire, Mysteries at the End of the World, which is Group A, the other group. My OG Cthulhu group. So, thank you all so much for playing. You're fabulous, wonderful, delightful people. And thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. And all of my wonderful volcano facts, which, no, I don't have a volcano obsession. I just have a GM prep obsession in the fact that I like to put in as many factual things as possible into my games, especially games like Cthulhu where it's in the real world with history and stuff. I'm like, alright, how can I make this work logically and not have to, BS all of it on the fly? Now, I do a lot of Googling on the fly, but yeah, no, I just have a full Google document of volcano facts for when the Group A met Dr. Renee. And it's only gotten bigger with more correlations and things. Thank you! Until next time, learn facts, have fun, and play games. Bye.